Good evening, Bob. How are you? What's the sound like? Good. Okay. Great. Okay. So yes, last week YouTube made it. Somehow made my recording upload a private one, and I haven't been able to change it to public. So I'll repeat what I did last week tonight. Okay. So now I've had a couple of requests from Gina just to explain why there's two templates. Okay. Now in Window 2, okay, the reason why there's two templates is because in Window 2, for while shading in the 5 minutes, I go 3 time frames higher. Okay, so current, time frame 1, time frame 2, time frame 3. Okay, so that means I want the 30-minute and the 1 hour to both be in the same direction for the shading to be showing. Okay, so and for the 15, once again, I have the same setting because if we go 3 time frames higher, then it's the H4. Okay, so it's still within intraday trading. Okay, now in the 1 hour and 30 minutes, the setting is true 2 time frames higher. Okay, so for the 30 minutes, that means 30, 1 hour, 4 hour. So it'll give the shading whatever the 4 hour direction is. 4 hours hit a low, then it'll give green shading. Okay, and on the daily, so what happened with that one, whoops, all I've done is really change time frame 3 from true to false. Okay, so if I put that as a note for you to do it, you may forget. So it's easier for me just to go and do a separate template with that setting already in place. Okay, so the 1 hour, which is the same template as the M30, you can see that it only goes up to time frame 2. So the 1 hour is the current, time frame 1 is the H4. That means the shading that's being shown to you comes from the daily chart. Okay, so if we had it going up to weekly, it would just be too big for us to trade intraday trading for 1 hour. Okay, so keeping within the 1 hour. So that's the reason why you have two templates. It's purely because Window 2, if I left it at the same setting, it would just be too high for the H1 and M30. Okay, because as you can see, the shading plays an important part. Okay, so that means over here, you're looking at my H1, you can see that the yellow line, which is the current time frame, the red line's the H4, and the shading, if both the H1 and H4 have got a current high, as well as the daily, then we get pink shading. Okay, so if you had that, and you've got price action outside in the extreme sell position, you're looking at, well, at least to the opposite riverbank and to more likely the opposite channel. Yeah, and if it passes that, then it goes to the next channel line. Yeah. Okay, now once again, that helps you with taking profit, and to anytime price action moves back to the sell zone, you can virtually take a trade. Okay, so that's where these little histograms in window 5 are very useful, yeah, because when they pop up, just in case a vertical line doesn't pop up, there are secondary alerts. Okay, so to help us with timing our re-entry in, yeah. Now, the additional benefit is really when price went back out here, and you get an extreme diamond outside the riverbank, virtually, like in Diamond Pip Harvester, you could have entered on the next candle, yeah? So that's what window 2 is, just bringing more Pip Harvesters, Pip harvesting back into it, okay? And allowing you the confidence to know the price that any trade that you've gone up here will want to come to here and even more, yeah? Okay, now, and for much the same logic, window 2 is in the other time frames. Okay, so over here, the reason why we got because this is representing a daily candle. Okay, so even though the low for the day happened at that particular time in the 1 hour, in the daily, it has to go and show the shading. So that's the reason why the shading looks like that, because that shading is being caused by the daily candle, and these are daily separators. Okay, but the low point here for all 3 time frames, or the lowest price, was at that point. And here's where you can see the current time frame and the time frame high, the H4, both find a low and they come up. Okay, so you got all the momentum upwards. Over here, you've also got the Fibonacci lines showing that there's a M21 breakout. Yep. So once again, there's the continuation of the opposite, well, the red channel line, okay, because the blue one's too far away. So it gives you an approximate that at least get to the 200 and that. So you wouldn't have been unhappy with that trade. As you can see, Friday, the close of Saturday morning, we got to that red channel line, yep, which is a previous low. Okay, now, just so you guys get the hang of window 2 again, just that sort of information. You can ignore it if you like, because but what it does is just allows you to take advantage of momentum. Okay, so here you can see that this point is the lowest point, and the hour still had a long way to go. Yeah, so really you can see nearly every diamond going up would have close to there would have been a trade entry. Yeah, apart from that, price actions outside the riverbank, and it's got momentum of multiple time frames. So basically where it wants to go as a minimum is the opposite riverbank. Okay, so we can always go up there, opposite riverbank as a minimum target. Momentum guarantees that it's going to get up there. Yep. Now, because we're in 5 minutes, and that, even when it's a counter trend, if price action has gone outside the river, it'll want to come back to the center line. Okay, so you can see the center line of the 1 hour is here. Okay, and just above it, you got the channel line. So when you get momentum, you already know that your price on the minimum is going to get to there, yeah? Okay, but more likely to get there and beyond, yeah? Okay, but at these points here, when price has gone outside the river and that, you may want to go take 60% of your profit and then let it run, the rest run up here, set and forget, perhaps a trailing stop. But these are some of the lovely things that you have at your disposal. Once again, price action went out here. It's nearly a diamond pip entry. Yep. As you can see, green shading everywhere. Price outside the current time frame, below the pink river bank and below the H1 lower bank. Yeah. So once again, target opposite riverbank. Yeah. Extreme price, as well as you're going with momentum. If you're going against momentum, then it likely targets the river center line at the higher time frame. Okay. As we look at this, one of the things you may notice, I'll see if I can highlight it. Okay, what do you notice about that? Okay, yeah, prices gone outside the 5-minute riverbank and outside the 1 hour. Okay, so at these points, this is the extreme sell zone for the 5 minutes. But look here, above the river's 1 hour center line, that's the sell zone of the 1 hour. Okay, so it's in sell zone of 2 time frames. Okay, so the reason why it wants to come back at least to the center line is not only because the 5 minute wants to get there, but the 1 hour has its buy-in to actually want to get to the opposite riverbank. Okay, so once again over here. Oops. Yeah, so just the same over here. Okay, so when we see the 5 minutes going up and down, we think it's not doing what the 1 hour wants to do. But if you now can see with our new template, with the 1 hour river overlaid on the 5 minute time frame, you can see price wants to, from here, if it wants to go up, it had to come down to here. Then from here, it went up to there. So it went from the 1 hour sell zone to the 1 hour buy zone. Okay. So this is how the 5 minute does its work for the 1 hour. For the 1 hour. So the other thing, as you can see with the template, whenever we find a current high, current low outside the 1 hour riverbank, if not then, we're very close onwards, you'll see the price has all the support changing and adjusting to the next movement. Okay, so we don't actually have to be impatient and jump straight in. We are going to get some time to go and enter that trade. Okay, remember. Okay, when you get a low, just to remind yourself that you don't have to rush in, because price has a destination. whoops, let me just. Okay, so from that low, there's all these entries either from diamonds or from our secondary window 5 secondary alert to enter those trades. Yeah, and where's the minimum target? Up here. Yeah, 36, 31, 24. All right, so it's all about knowing what the price actually wants to do. And prior to this, if you only had the 5-minute river, I'd tell you to go to the 1 hour, measure where price is to the hour center line, so you can see how many pips. Now you don't have to do that because the 1 hour river is right there, and you can see for yourself where the center line is, and you can measure on your 5-minute chart how many pips, because if it's outside the extreme, even if it's going against if it's counter trending, it'll still desire very much to get back to the river center line. Yeah, so you can measure it. So there's not a lot of things to remember, because everything, when you're looking at it, is in front of you. Okay, so so we've talked about window 2. Okay, so even here, let's work here. Okay, so over here, price currently is gone to the extreme, got lots of momentum, because we can see window 2, then shading. Okay, so the last 10 minutes, even though it had a high back here at 620, price has moved back to the center line of the 5 minutes to go up, because our 1 hour rivers now hitting the first resistance band, as well as our Fibonacci 523. Okay, this is Fibonacci breakout in the 5 minute, the M21. Yeah. And notice the price, what the 5 minutes, all the moves it's done, has virtually been in the sell zone of the 1 hour. Yeah, the sell zone of the 1 hour, 1 hour river center line. Okay, so here you can see in more detail how it's worked within the sell zone of the 1 hour to move price higher for the 1 hour. Yeah. So there's a lot of information there, but sometimes just easy to just zoom out, and you can see the bias is upwards. You can see the angle of the 1 hour. You can see window 2 supports us a lot of upward momentum. Okay, and the 5 minute river allows you to navigate the actual movement of price action as it fulfills the higher time frames destination. Okay, so once again, it gives us a target, because if we've got direction, what's the next most important thing, or the most important thing that we need to know, is destination. Where does price want to go? Okay, so to know where price wants to go, and you know what price is now, you'll know whether it needs to go up and down. Yeah, so either way, having that sort of information. So here, blue line, yeah, needs to get to opposite riverbank, get a current high diamond, fulfill what the 1 hour wants to do, get to the green shading of the resistance band 1, and to the riverbank, top riverbank of the 1 hour. Yep. So once again, it allows you to measure your available profit, 20 pips, to the channel line 13. Okay, 5 minute chart, 10 to 15 pips stop loss. We've got our Fibonacci down here, 0 line. So yeah, so even that was showing us the momentum upward. Yeah. So and it's not just the 5 minutes. Over here you can see the 15 minutes. You can see the green riverbank is at the 1 hour top river bank, and the pink is around the center line of the 1 hour. Okay, so it's just ranged in between there and moved itself up. Window 2 is all green, so we're very clear on momentum and direction and destination. Okay, so if when it's ranging inside, you want to go and cherry pick the best trades. Best trades, silver and diamonds outside both the current time frame chart that you're looking at and the 1 hour. Okay, and you'll be able to get a quick bearing on what price wants to do. Okay, on our left here, that nice movement will happen in any currency pair. So with that sort of support, you could certainly make any account look really good. Yeah. So it's knowing how to apply what you know and seeing now that over here you can see the actual movement of the 15-minute as it transverses the 1 hour riverbank. Yeah, it's gone to the buy zone of the 1 hour and the buy zone of the 15-minute. Extreme wants to come back in. Momentum's there. We're aiming for the opposite riverbank. Later on, we get a blue line. It says that once we get a current high diamond, so everything says about destination upwards. We've got the greedy line coming outside the riverbank. Yep. Okay. So once again, you can put trade management lines as well. But with these trades, minimum target would be the opposite riverbank. Okay. That's just a nice easy rule of thumb. See, bang. Yeah. So over here, this point here in your 1 hour, for us, price has just gone there, hit the Fibonacci line and moved up. But if we look down to the 15, the reason why it stopped there, because it got to the pink riverbank and it was bouncing off it. Okay. So you can actually see in our smaller time frames, our M15, M5, exactly the reason why the 1 hour stopped there. Okay, because in the 15-minute there was a diamond there. Yep, probably a diamond there. In fact, instead of trying to make you guys imagine, let me just mark it out. So these are all diamonds, and if okay, so you can see what on the hour. I'll just put some there because there's so many. Well, that's okay. Okay, so So you see here, prices moved under there, and see that point where price hit, you've got our orange line, but as well as that, that was a diamond, a current low in the 15-minute, wasn't it? That was a current low red diamond. That was at the riverbank. Okay, over here there was a blue diamond, and these was under 15 minutes. Okay, over here there was a red diamond. Okay, once again, funny enough, where that candle stopped was as if it was bumping and finding it hard to get past the resistance of the orange line, yeah? But there was a diamond in the 15, okay? There was a blue diamond in the 15, which peaked there, and then price came back down to a diamond there. Okay, so yeah. So this is how we're able to go and, okay? So just now, as you can see, you don't have to imagine too much because really the hour couldn't go past that because in the 15-minute, it was going from Green River Bank to Pink River Bank, back to Green River Bank, back to Pink. Yeah? Okay. So the main get from all this is that, and the reason why I made, okay, let me just make that back there. Okay, was there a question, was there? OT, orange timing line, changes to, okay. Let me just get that. Okay, so over here, you can see now in all the time frames, the smaller time frames, you can see the outline in bold of the 1 hour. Okay, and in the 1 hour, by making it bold white, allows you to visually take in the information and the connectionness of the whole 4 charts at any time, any place. You've got a reference point and where price action is in both the 5-minute and the 1 hour, you know, as I said, sell zone, buy zone, etc. But most importantly, when price action's outside, it's your targets, and any of those targets go free for one, you don't have to trade for the rest of the week, do you? Okay, changes to the orange timing line. Okay. Once again, nearly every indicator, whether I've made it myself, a trick, or a standard one, I have my own calculated adjustments and settings to get the result required for the template that I've created. Okay, in this case, the important thing was to still do the orange timing line, still give you when it's greedy, etc. But also to be the line in the sand. So when in doubt, well, there should be no doubt. We only go for buy trades when we only look for buy trades when orange line's below the center line, and we look for sell trades. Yeah. Okay, makes sense, because if the orange line is above and price action, orange line's in the sell zone and price action's in the sell zone, that's what we want, isn't it? Because then we know price wants to get to the opposite riverbank. So the settings of this have been adjusted to be a little bit more responsive, but not too responsive. Okay, because if there's a trade there, I certainly don't want my orange timing line to be the only reason why you didn't get in the trade. Okay, so hopefully that answered the question sufficiently. Are there any other questions? Okay, so now looking at your multi-chart, you can see the 1 hour clearly that's shaped in every time frame. Okay, so that keeps you steady and calm, because not only do you have the current chart with more information, but your total flow with what price action wants to do, and you're being guided by the 1 hour river. But as well as that, we've got our current high and current lows, and we're also guided up to the daily candle, yeah, shading. So the other get to is, if you've got blue shading and green shading in windows 2 in all time frames, how far is your price going to go up? Okay, so question was there. No more questions. Okay. So yeah, and doesn't care. And M21 breakout, or the Fibonacci breakout, I've tuned it to become a lot earlier, mainly just to show momentum based on the settings of the river. Okay, so you might not pick that up in seeing it, but just for tidiness. Okay, so just for this template, because it's not an M21 template, but I do want possible breakouts to be shown, and because I'm using the 1.5 multiplier in both the H1 and current time frame rivers, I've applied those same settings inside the M21 Fibo. Okay, so yes, it does appear quicker and that, but don't take it as a without using an M21 setup if you're going to use M21 setups. But once again, as you can see here, price action went to the 423, and that you can see the shape of the M15 river. You've got that little cup shape. Okay, so that these are all upward breakouts here, but this one here was definitely an M21 breakout, even with the standard M21 template. This would have given us Fibonacci. Okay, so okay, I think that's covered everything that I've got in my chart. But just remember, window 5 is a secondary alert. Okay, so secondary alert means, oh damn, let me just refresh, see if there's any lines. Secondary alert means if it's confirmed. Okay, so here it's here, you can see that the price actions, it doesn't guarantee it's going to go above diamonds or anything. It just says it's going to get to the opposite riverbank here. Whereas vertical lines, confirmed vertical lines, say that they will get a current high diamond. A blue vertical line will get a current. for a confirmed secondary alert, we cannot say it's definitely going to go and get a current high diamond or current low diamond. But we say if the MEMS is there, it will get to the opposite riverbank. Yeah. So yeah, secondary alert. Okay. So yeah. So I'd say yep, around your extremes, going to be guaranteed trades around there. Yeah. Over here, going against the, see, the momentum is up. You can actually see the 1 hour river upwards. So really, the likely destination is the 1 hour river center line. Yeah. Okay. So, and it's pretty much gone there, bounced there, come back, and gone up. Okay. So nothing too new from what we've talked about the last few years, but once again, it's just now more visual, and the chart's doing it and bringing it to your attention in a way that's hopefully easily identified and seen, and give you the confidence that of knowing exactly where price would like to go, you know, so we can actually be quite precise. Yeah. With our trade management lines, the opposite riverbanks, etc. Okay, so just watching me, I can help you as much as doing it and taking some pictures and asking you questions when you're about to do a trade, when you're in a trade, when you want to leave a trade, etc. So on that note, I'll say good night and thank you for your time, and have a wonderful trading experience this week and from now on with your lovely little new template. Take care.